Alright, let's set the stage with a tale of daring, of grit, and of unyielding defiance on the high seas. The tale of John Paul Jones's legendary triumph in the Battle of Flamborough Head, a victory that would secure his place as one of America's most audacious naval heroes. The date is September 23, 1779. The young United States is embroiled in its fight for independence, and the war has long left American shores. The British, with their powerful Royal Navy, control the Atlantic, blockading American ports and disrupting trade. Now, John Paul Jones isn't exactly your typical naval officer. He's fiery, relentless, and some would even say a bit reckless. Born in Scotland and educated on the high seas, he's known for his fierce passion and has developed a reputation as something of a maverick. To Jones, the revolution isn't just a fight for territory, it's personal. Britain's dominance on the seas infuriates him, and he's determined to bring the fight to their doorstep, no matter the odds. So, on this September night off the eastern coast of England near Flamborough Head, Jones finally gets his chance. He commands a small fleet of American and French ships, with his flagship, the Bonhomme Richard, at the forefront. Named in honor of Benjamin Franklin's Poor Richard's Almanac, the Bonhomme Richard is a merchant ship retrofitted for battle. A fact that's immediately apparent, as it's under-equipped compared to the British warships lurking nearby. But Jones is undeterred. Across from Jones's fleet is the British convoy led by the HMS Serapis, a brand new 44-gun warship under the command of Captain Richard Pearson. The Serapis is a powerhouse, faster, heavily armed, and a far more capable ship than the Bonhomme Richard. Pearson, a seasoned officer, sees Jones's ragtag crew and battered ship as little more than an annoyance. But he doesn't know Jones, not yet. As night falls, Jones orders his fleet to close in, and a ferocious battle erupts. Cannonballs rip through the air, explosions shake the decks, and the roar of gunfire echoes across the water. Jones and his men are outgunned and outmatched, but they fight with a fervor that Pearson and his crew did not expect. And here's where the legend of John Paul Jones truly takes shape. Amidst the chaotic firefight, the Bonhomme Richard suffers devastating damage. Holes are punched through her hull, and fires begin to rage below decks. At one point, the Serapis launches a full broadside, causing a brutal explosion that wipes out nearly Jones's entire gun crew on one side of the ship. The Bonhomme Richard is barely holding together, and the ship's carpenter rushes to Jones saying, "Captain, she's sinking!" But Jones isn't one to back down. He's hell-bent on victory, and he famously shouts back, "I have not yet begun to fight," and fight he does. Despite the chaos and destruction around him, Jones orders his ship closer to the Serapis, closing the distance until the two ships are almost touching. With a near-insane maneuver, he rams the Bonhomme Richard directly into the Serapis, and the two ships become entangled, their rigging and masts caught in a deadly embrace. Now it's a close-quarters brawl. Grappling hooks fly, ropes are thrown, and Jones orders his men to board the Serapis. This isn't just a naval battle anymore, it's hand-to-hand combat on the deck of a burning, sinking ship. American sailors swarm the deck of the Serapis, clashing with British sailors in brutal melee. Muskets fire at point-blank range, sabers swing, and men wrestle amidst the carnage. The air is thick with smoke, screams, and the acrid smell of burning wood. Meanwhile, Captain Pearson, who had expected an easy victory, watches in shock as Jones and his men fight like demons. Jones himself is a whirlwind on deck, rallying his men and shouting orders, utterly fearless amidst the chaos. The British crew can't believe what they're seeing. Here is a captain who should have surrendered hours ago, fighting as if his life depends on it, which, in a way, it does. Then, in a moment of sheer desperation and innovation, Jones orders his men to throw incendiary grenades into the open gun ports of the Serapis. One of these grenades lands in the middle of the British gunpowder supply, setting off a massive explosion that tears through the Serapis from within. The explosion rocks both ships, and Pearson realizes that his prized vessel is now in danger of sinking as well. At last, faced with the unthinkable, a burning, half-sunken ship, and a relentless enemy who refuses to surrender, Captain Pearson raises the white flag. The British crew, stunned and demoralized, has no choice but to concede defeat. Against all odds, John Paul Jones has won. The Battle of Flamborough Head becomes an instant legend. News of Jones's victory spreads like wildfire across Europe and America. Here was an American captain who had taken the fight to Britain's own shores, a captain who refused to give in, even when his ship was sinking beneath him. Jones' defiant cry, "I have not yet begun to fight," becomes a rallying cry for American resolve. Though his ship, the Bonhomme Richard, would ultimately sink from the damage it sustained, Jones's victory at Flamborough Head proves a crucial symbolic triumph. It shows the world, and Britain, that America's fight for independence is far from over, that even the might of the British Navy can't crush the spirit of those fighting for freedom. And so, John Paul Jones goes down in history, not just as a naval officer, but as a symbol of American tenacity and courage. His victory at Flamborough Head is more than just a battle, it's a statement, a declaration that the American Revolution is a force to be reckoned with. And to this day, Jones's legacy endures, a reminder of the power of determination, grit, and the unbreakable will to fight for what you believe in.